We're going to start with some lateral breathing and some core activations. So we're just going to extend our backs, and I want you to feel like you are very comfortable position but still maintaining that activation. And I want your legs in a crisscross position. So we're going to place our one hand just in front of our left hip, and I want the other hand to be placed on the outside of your right rib. So I've got my left hand on my left hip and my other hand on my right rib, and I want you to lengthen that spine and try and imagine like you're coughing or laughing. I'm going to do it with you, so let's take a deep breath and take a little cough. Okay, so when you feel that cough, you should feel a bit of an activation over your hip here in your lower TA, your deep abdominal muscle. So try and feel that activation. And now I want us to take a deep breath in. We're going to inhale. And as we exhale, you're going to imagine that air coming through your lungs towards your ribs, and I want you to emphasize that those ribs opening. So I want you to breathe in and feel those ribs opening as you inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale. So now maintain that core activation while you're breathing. So let's suck belly to spine, lengthen that spine. Let's inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. So when we breathe, we want to make sure that we're doing those lateral breathing, taking deep breaths, and we are opening those ribs and maintaining good core activation. So while we're doing these fundamental movements, I want you to please make sure that you are focusing on that activation and on that breathing. So let's get into it. We are going to be starting standing up. We're going to start with the roll down. We're going to lengthen that spine, draw those shoulders down that back. Let's suck belly to spine. I want you to get that core activation. We're inhaling, and on that exhale, slowly rolling yourself down, chin, then neck, then head, all the way down to the floor. Allow that spine to stretch out, bending those knees if you have to. And inhale, exhale, tucking in those abdominals and rolling yourself out. Back up, one vertebra at a time into standing position. And inhale to pause, exhale, tuck in, and round that back, reaching forward. Try see if you can keep those legs slightly straighter this time, and just assess your body and screen it up and down, seeing where you're feeling tight, where you're feeling weak, what we need to focus on today. And last one, deep breath in, exhale, slowly tucking in that chin and neck and chest all the way down. We're going to hold our elbows with our opposite hands. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, slowly leaning towards the left hand side, stretching and opening that right trunk. Inhale back to center. Allow that neck to fall, don't strain the neck, and back to center. And one more on each side. Back to center, exhale to the right. Back to center. We're going to walk our hands down to the center of the mat, and we are rotating that tailbone upwards towards the ceiling. You're pushing your knees back towards the wall behind you, and you're going to just walk out those calves as we bend the left knee, pushing right heel onto the ground. Inhale, rotate, and inhaling and exhaling as we're rotating. And slowly pushing both heels into the ground, pushing head between our arms, and pushing those heels into the ground as we rotate that tailbone, and allow those shoulders to stretch out. And slowly coming into walking those hands to the end of the mat. And if you can, we're going to hold into this extended plank position just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly bring that pelvis back up to the ceiling, bringing right foot next to right hand and lifting yourself into a lunge position, but my knee is on the floor now. We're going to bring arms in front of us, and we're going to lean forward into a hip flexor stretch. So we're tilting that pelvis inwards, and we're reaching forward and slowly back to center. Exhale, reach, leaning forward, inhaling, back to center. Allow that stretch in that hip flexor as we're reaching forward, and slowly back to center. Placing hands back on the floor, bringing that leg behind you and lifting the other leg next to your left hand, stacking that vertebra, tucking in that pelvis again, bringing arms in front of you. Inhale, exhale, reach forward, allow that stretch into that hip flexor area. Inhale back, exhale, reach, and inhale back. And last one, exhale, reach, and inhale back. Placing your hands on either side of your left foot, lifting and bringing your right foot next to your left foot and slowly leaning back into a seated position. We're going to extend those legs, pointing those toes out in front of you, hands in front of you. You're going to inhale, exhale, slowly tuck in head, neck and chest all the way down towards your toes, and inhale, stacking that vertebra and slowly rounding that back to allow yourself down in a supine position, bringing arms overhead and then bringing hands to side. Let's bend those knees. Okay, so we're starting with one of our major fundamental movements of Pilates, the pelvic curl. The emphasis and importance of this exercise is to make sure that you're articulating through that spine. If you look at my hips, I am moving that pelvis. We're going to start with a few pelvic curls without lifting those hips. So if you see, we're going to get that horizontal positioning of that pelvis. So the pubic bone and the two hip bones, if you place your hand on your two hip bones and your fingers on that pubic bone of your pelvis, you can create, you see there's a little bit of a triangle that forms. I want that triangle to be on a horizontal plane to the ground. So you can see my back here, there's a natural lumbar curve over there. So we're slowly going to activate that core. Let's breathe in and exhale while we're maintaining that core activation. Try not to flare those ribs. And we're going to exhale and tilt that pelvis upwards, so that pubic bone or that point part of your triangle, you want to flatten your back and tilt it up towards the ceiling. Now we're going to inhale and exhale using your core and that muscular control. Rotate and tilt that pointing part of that triangle down towards the floor. And inhale, exhale, rotate. And inhale, exhale, rotate. You should just be feeling that fluid mobility and movement within that pelvic, sacro and lumbar area at the back here. So just that lower back area, the part between your pelvis and your lower back. And let's keep moving. And now let's go to that happy medium between the two positioning. That's neutral spine. We're going to inhale, bringing hands to side. We're going to inhale. And on that exhale, we're tilting that triangle up towards the ceiling. And we're slowly peeling that pelvis up, 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 up towards the ceiling. And as we get to the top, we're sucking in that pelvic floor. Imagine like you really need to go to the bathroom. You want to suck it in and hold. You're digging your heels into the ground, imagining that they're bringing them towards your glutes, but they're not moving. And you're maintaining that alignment of your knees. You're going to inhale. And on that exhale, slowly roll yourself back down. As you can see, I'm maintaining that pelvic positioning and I'm just dropping my back one vertebra at a time back to neutral. Deep breath in and exhale, tilt that pelvis, lifting it off the floor and peeling those vertebrae off the floor, one vertebra at a time, squeezing those glutes, making sure that you're not arching or hyperextending. You want to tuck in and hold. So you're working your core and your glutes. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly rolling back down. And we're doing two more of these. Inhale. Exhale, lift, lift, lift. And inhale. Exhale, slowly rolling back down. Last one, you're tilting that pelvis, peeling it off the floor, lifting, lifting, lifting. We're going to stay in the air and we're going to slowly lift our right leg into tabletop position, bringing arms up towards the ceiling, and we're going to hold, taking deep breaths, and inhale and exhale. Try and just work out where your body is being activated, where you're feeling weak, making sure your hips are aligned. You want that shin parallel to the floor. Working hard on that stabilizing leg to hold, inhale, exhale, drop that right leg, and inhale, exhale, lift that left leg, and we're going to hold, and inhaling and exhaling, and keep holding, and hold, and inhale, exhale, dropping that leg, bringing arms to your side, lifting those hips to slowly articulate through that spine to supine position. Well done everyone. I hope you're feeling that beautiful glute and hamstring activation. We're going to interlace our hands comfortably behind our head, and we're slowly going to lift our head, neck and chest off the ground. But remember, your feet are still 1.5 feet away from your glutes and 1 fist width apart from one another. And that pelvic positioning in that horizontal plane, you want to make sure that you are maintaining that pelvic stability. It's not moving up or down, it's staying exactly where it is. We're going to make sure that our elbows stay in our periphery. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, slowly lift head, neck and chest up towards the ceiling, and inhale back down. Exhale, lifting up. So you're just going to the level of the scaps. Don't strain your neck, don't use your neck to do the movement. You're using your abdominals just to lift up. And let's do 4 more. Exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. I have a tendency to want to tilt my pelvis as I lift my shoulders. So I've got to make an extra effort to make sure that that pelvis doesn't tilt and it stays in that neutral. On that last one, we're going to lift and hold, and we're slowly going to bring arms out in front of us, and we're going to inhale, and on that exhale, extend arms overhead. Inhale, back in front of us. We're doing 4 of these. That's 1. Exhale, extend. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, extend. Work hard to feel that core activation. If you're not feeling it, leave a comment or let me know, and we can try and work out why. But you want to feel it into here and into here. Let's do 1 more. Extend, bringing arms back to center, interlacing your hands behind head, and slowly rolling yourself down back to starting point. Let's bring arms into a T position, and we're just going to rock those knees from side to side to recover before we progress into that next movement. We're going to go back to center, interlacing those hands comfortably behind your head. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, lifting head, neck and chest off the ground. Remember to maintain that trunk stability. Now we're going to inhale, and on that exhale, we're going to rotate left rib towards right hip and back to center. So you're using your core to rotate at the level of the waist, and that core is doing all the work. Shoulders are relaxed and away from those ears. Keep working. You want to feel that burn. Make sure you're not bracing that tummy. You're sucking belly to spine. And make sure you're not rotating that pelvis. Back to center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. And slowly rolling head, neck and chest back to the floor. Let's hug those knees towards your chest. And we're going to take some time to rest for a little bit before we move on. I hope you're all feeling good. We are going to go into our leg lifts or leg changes. So remember, like I said, you're maintaining that core activation. You're bringing belly to spine. You're going to lift your right leg up into tabletop, a 90-degree angle in those knees and in those hips. You want to make sure that you're drawing your shoulders down your back and sucking belly to spine. We're going to inhale, exhale slowly, toe tap, inhale up. We're just going to do 4 toe taps on this leg before we change over to the other leg. That's 2. Exhale, toe tap, inhale up. Exhale, toe tap, inhale up. Dropping that leg, lifting the other leg, and exhale, toe tap, inhale up. Exhale, toe tap, inhale up. And last 2 after this. And we're going to now change the legs as we inhale and exhale. So this is the movement. So let's inhale, exhale, switch those legs. Inhale, exhale, switch. And switch. And switch. Can we get some time there? And switch. And switch. Keep going. And slowly lifting both legs into tabletop. We're going to do double leg toe taps now. Sucking belly to sun, making sure that you're not dropping those ribs. We're slowly going to inhale. Exhale, toe tap. Remember, now that we are lowering our legs towards the floor, there's going to be a tendency of that pelvis to want to tilt downwards. So try and just make sure that you're stabilizing and making sure that you're sucking belly to spine and working hard to maintain that pelvic positioning. And let's do 3 more. Exhale, toe tap. Inhale, center. Exhale, toe tap. Inhale, center. Keeping those legs where they are. If you have to, you can rest. Otherwise, we are going to bring arms overhead and keeping that beautiful neutral spine. We're going to suck belly to spine, giving that core activation. We're slowly going to inhale, and on that exhale, lifting shoulders and arms up towards the ceiling, bringing arms to side. My scaps are off the floor. Inhale slowly back to center. And try and maintain that positioning of those hips and of those knees. Keep working and up, using your core to lift that chest up towards the ceiling. And on that last one, let's do 2 more. We're going to do little pulsations into the air. So let's keep those scaps up off the floor, and we're just lifting. If you feel like you're feeling strong enough, you can extend those legs. Otherwise, you can keep them bent, and you're inhaling and pulsing your arms towards the floor, and they're little pulses, and keep working. And 5, 4, keep breathing, 2, 1, and slowly hugging those knees towards your chest, just rotating your neck from side to side to stretch out. Well done, everyone. We're going to extend your left leg onto the floor, pointing those toes towards the wall behind you. We're going to inhale, exhale, lift the right knee up into tabletop and slowly extending it up towards the ceiling. We're flexing that ankle. If you struggle with hamstring flexibility, just bend your knee slightly, and we're going to inhale, and on that exhale, drop that leg laterally and circulate it for 2 pulses, and exhale 2 circles, and inhale 2 circles. Just make sure that you are not moving that pelvis, you're maintaining that pelvic stability, and you're working hard to feel that activation. You can bring your arms into a T to maintain that stability if you have to, and back to center. And we're going to slowly change to the other side. So let's inhale, exhale, drop that foot towards midline and rotate. So we're going in towards the midline direction, and inhale 2 circles and exhale 2 circles. Keep working, keep going, and let's do 2 more. Inhale 2 circles, exhale 2 circles, and inhale 2 circles, and exhale 2 circles, bending that knee and slowly dropping it down. Oh, well done everyone. I'm feeling a deep burn into this lower part of my abdominals. Let's lift that left leg up into tabletop and extending it up towards the ceiling. Oh, my left hamstring's a little bit tighter than my right, but I'm gonna try push through. Let's inhale and exhale, drop that leg laterally and create a circle. So you almost like you're drawing a little circle on that ceiling and you're stabilizing, sucking that belly to spine. Try not to brace. And inhale 2 circles, exhale 2 circles. Inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale, and last one, inhale and exhale, and back to center. Let's rotate across midline. Inhales 2 circles, exhale 2 circles, and inhale 2 circles, and exhale 2 circles, and inhale and exhale. Let's do 2 more. Keep working, and inhale and exhale, and slowly bending that knee and slowly bringing it down towards the floor. Let's bring arms overhead. Inhaling, exhaling, lifting head, neck and chest all the way up towards the ceiling and into a seated position. Let's turn over onto our right hand sides. Well done everyone. We're slowly going to lie down on our arm, on our right arm. We are aligning our shoulders, hips and knees all together. You can either place your hand in front of you or over here. We're slowly going to lift those legs up towards the ceiling and back down. So let's suck belly to spine, stacking those shoulders, stacking those hips. We're going to inhale and exhale, lift those knees and ankles. Exhale up, inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, and 2 more before we hold for 10 seconds. And last one, lift and hold, breathing, sucking belly to spine for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming down. Let's bend that bottom elbow, and I want your head comfortably resting on that lower hand. You're going to keep this bottom leg straight. You're going to lift that other leg. If you need to, you can bend into an L position to assist with stability. And you're slowly going to inhale, and on that exhale, you're pulsing 2 kicks forward while you flex your ankle, and then pulsing 2 kicks back while you point that toe. So we're going to do 4 of these. Focus is to make sure you're maintaining that stability and not slumping into the shoulder. Let's inhale and exhale, 2 kicks. Inhale, 2 kicks back. Exhale, 2 kicks and 2 kicks back. And let's just do 2 more for fun, and kicking 2 kicks forward and 2 kicks back, and lifting and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bending that leg, turning over to do some back extensor work before we progress onto the other leg. Let's bring our hands to our sides. Our neck is in neutral and we're looking straight down in front of us, and we are pushing our hands into our sides. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale we're just lifting our head, neck and chest off the ground, so just our upper trunk area. Everything else is relaxed, but you're keeping a core activation. Just try not to hyperextend this back, so you want to tilt that pelvis, keeping that core tight. And inhale, exhale, lift, squeezing those lower scaps towards each other. Inhale, back to starting point. Exhale, lift, and slowly down. And lift, inhale, down. We're going to hold for 10 seconds on this one. Lifting and holding, breathing in, and 10, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly down. Let's turn over onto our other sides to do that sequence we just did. Remember, shoulders, hips, and feet all aligned. And you can place your other hand in front of you. Let's inhale, and on that exhale, lifting up and slowly inhaling down. And you can see my legs are just hovering off the floor. You're just lifting a little bit higher and slowly down. So you're still working throughout the movement. And keep going. Exhale up. Inhale down. You should be feeling it here, and you're stabilizing with your core. And let's do 2 more before we hold for 10 seconds. Lifting and holding for 10. Sucking belly to spine. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep working. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly down. We're resting that hand on that elbow. Just making sure you're not slumping into that shoulder. So using your core to stabilize and lift up. Bending that bottom leg. Lifting that top leg. Placing other hand behind your head or in front of you. We're going to inhale. Exhale, flexing that ankle. 2 kicks forward. Inhale, pointing. 2 kicks back. Try not to hyperextend that lower back. So you're really focusing on working those back extensors and those hip extensors to do the work. Try keep that crisp posture and keep going. And inhale, kick back. Exhale, forward. And last one. And slowly back to center and holding for 10, making sure you're not hyperextending that lower back. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bending that knee and slowly turning over onto your back. Well done, everyone. I hope you're feeling activated. We are slowly going to bring those feet slightly larger than shoulder width apart. Arms in a T position. We're just rocking those knees from side to side, allowing mobility into those hips and into that lower back. Enjoy the stretch. Enjoy the recovery. Let's lift our right leg up towards the ceiling, and we're slowly going to bring that knee by placing our hands behind the back of our knee towards our chest and just allowing that leg to stretch out. We're just stretching out those warm muscles that we've just used, pointing those toes towards the ceiling, and now pointing them towards your nose and holding. You should feel a burn down the back of that calf, and slowly dropping that leg down, lifting that other leg up towards the ceiling and bringing that knee towards your chest, and just allowing that heart rate to slow down and pointing those toes towards the ceiling and now towards your nose, and slowly back down. Let's bring ourselves back up into a standing position, and we are slowly going to finish off with a final roll down. Let's inhale, exhale, tucking in that chin, neck and chest all the way down towards the floor, seeing if you've improved in flexibility, if that body feels better, reassessing yourself after the session. Inhale, exhale, slowly rolling yourself back up, and last one. Inhale, exhale, tucking in, rolling yourself down towards the floor, reaching forward. Inhale, exhale, slowly rolling yourself back up to the top.